Welcome to the CTV Evening News on Calabash TV and on the Wave Radio 94.5. I'm Valentine Dantes in for Lisa Joseph. St. Lucia has recorded a 6th homicide, according to police reports. The body of an 18-year-old was discovered Tuesday afternoon at about 1:30 on the Tuya beach with his throat slashed. Details remain sketchy, however. The deceased, according to information, had been reported missing from his home Monday by his mother. Police sources say a non-national is a person of interest in their investigations since the individual was found with property belonging to the deceased. Meantime, the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports earlier Tuesday launched a special intervention program for the nation's youth. Officials say the spat of violent crime that opened the month of April, which was reserved for celebration of youth, was very telling. With the victims and perpetrators of crime being mainly youth, the ministry decided to stage a spiritual awakening. On Saturday, 25th April, a gospel concert dubbed Youth Overhaul will be held at Fordo. Jim Xavier is the Director of Youth Development and Sports.
Indeed, we are not pleased that the month of April, Youth Month, witnessed a resurgence in murders and suicides, most of which involve young people either as victims or as perpetrators. Admittedly, these incidents took national prominence and served to overshadow the National Youth Month program of activities. The Youth Overhaul, which was planned before the recent unfortunate incidents, has had to be tailored somewhat to begin to deal with some of the deeper emotional and psychological problems affecting our youth.
Mr. Xavier says the ministry has partnered with several agencies including Back on Track Ministries, the Boys Training Center, the Youth Business Club, and faith-based organizations in making the event a reality.
In this regard, we are appealing to all young persons, particularly those with emotional problems such as depression, to attend the overhaul, particularly as we are going to have counseling booths and train counselors to provide that level of assistance and guidance. And the overhaul is, like I said, a novel idea targeted at young persons who are perhaps at risk or more at risk than others. And we need to see this as a commencement of an intervention in working with that sector of young persons. And we are hoping that coming out of the overhaul, sustainable programs can be developed with the Boys Training Center. We have started and we'll deepen our relationship with the Youth Business Club. We were able to provide some level of funding to that organization. And this is the focus that we are going to undertake.
Over the years, the ministry has had a focus on sporting activities to commemorate Youth Month. However, a deliberate effort was made this year to approach this issue that confront young people from a different perspective. Marcia Dolo-Lashley is the coordinator.
We know that once you have gotten in touch with Jesus, your life can never be the same. So we're hoping that they will show up, the young people will show up, especially those who are going through struggles and trying times. If you need somebody to speak to, if you need prayer, then show up. And in addition, we're having persons who will minister to you through dance, through song, through spoken word. And of course, we will have the exhortations. We're looking at persons like AJ who will be there singing. We're looking at Pastor Rudy who will be there with his praise party. We're looking at Adrian Klein, Adrian Elangelia, Hands of Worship, Nintas McGray. We're looking at Kiana Marsley, Denver Pierre, Schreffler, Lara, Salt, Unity Center, Elisha Augustine, and many, many more.
The Youth Overhaul Gospel Concert is free and non-denominational. Organizers have had a plea for families to attend as well.
We have arranged for transportation for participants to be at Grosile, at the Square, and at the Philip Marsland grounds in Vieux-Fort. Also, if you're coming from Soufrière, you need to get in touch with your youth and sports officer or call us here at the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports so we can make arrangements for you. Whether it's Soufrière, Canries, and Slurry, wherever you're coming from, we can make arrangements for you. We have also spoken to the bus drivers on the Mabuya Valley and the Dennery bus stands so that they can arrange themselves and get ready for you to pick you up and drop you off. So there will be transport. If you do not have your own transportation, there will be buses available so that you could ride on. To come in, it's free of charge. There's no cost. It's not a fundraising activity. Let it be known that this is not a fundraising activity. It is a praise-giving activity. where you can worship and you can give praise to God and you can get to know Jesus.
The event will be facilitated by young persons of faith as well as those who have transformed their lives.
So the young men, I appeal to those out there to put down the guns, walk away from the gun. I appeal to young women to allow their self-esteem to be boosted even through this event. And realize that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Realize the price that Christ has placed upon you. And in a nutshell, he says, "Come unto me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Right now, you might be suffering. And I'm saying to you, the mess that you're faced with right now can be turned into a message for God. Your test right now can be turned into a testimony for God. It can all turn around, and what the enemy intends to harm you, God always allows him to set up the stage that he could come in and take the glory. Be assured that Youth Overhaul is a place where the young persons can come out and receive a life-changing encounter.
I myself have been through the system, and I would not let what's happening right now persuade me to go down. I just want to encourage the young people to stay focused and pray to God, because you cannot do it without God. You must have a moral anchor. You must find some zeal within you, within yourself, to control yourself and compose yourself when everything around you is collapsing. We realize and we recognize that a lot of young people right now, in fact, grown people, are committing suicide or killing people and doing all the things that are not necessary right now in the times that we live in. I just want to emphasize to the young people that they should stay focused and come to the Overhaul in Fodor on Saturday 25th. You will be enlightened. That's the place to be for young people.